As you can see, we up and running, baby. Yo, welcome to the Last Call Podcast, Adult Conversations After Dark. I am your host and neighborhood mixologist, Ray Nixon, serving you nothing but the strongest conversations this side of Texas. You feel me? Before we get started, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm really trying to get this up and running, but yo, this is a special Valentine's Day edition. That's why I got my mauve and my red on, representing the Valentine's Day colors. But before we jump into this, let me just tell you how thankful I am to each and every person that has had a piece of helping me with this project from day one. From thought to idea, I'm just going to run down the list. My man, Quentin Barfield, Q-Bar from the Q-Bar Podcast. He lives in Arizona now, but it's based off of athletes from Milwaukee or Wisconsin. And the podcast is dope. He interviewed me maybe 2 years ago about my experience in college, about playing ball overseas, me hooping in the Big Three. Like, it was just such a dope experience. It really piqued my interest to want to start my own podcast. So shout out to Q-Bar. Shout out to my man Haze Vizuals, Tony Morales. He has really been the driving force behind me getting everything set up. All the equipment that I needed, lighting, video, sound, everything. Like, my man really been helping me out tenfold, and I couldn't have done this podcast without him. From my family, like, my daughter's really being patient with me day in and day out, setting all this stuff up, tearing the house apart, building fucking studios in our den. So we ain't got no more dining room no more. This is the studio. We in the studio right now. We in the stew. You know what I mean? But my man Richard Shorty, you know, he's a real tech guy. He tried to help me with all the stuff with the sound and video when I was struggling. Who else am I missing? I hope I'm not missing anybody, but I'm just super excited to bring you guys content, man. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it sounds good. I hope it looks good. Because I ain't doing shit else. Look, I've been running myself ragged trying to get this podcast up. And it's been a struggle since about, I want to say, August, maybe September. But we up and running now, so I hope you really can appreciate what I'm presenting to you guys. And if not, you know, kiss my ass. But anyway, let's get into the swing of things. Like I said, it is a special Valentine's Day edition of the Last Call Podcast, and let's just get to it. For all of you lovers and friends out there, are you tired yet? Have you came up for air yet? Has all of those Blue Chews and Honey Packs and Sparks and Cialis and Viagra's wore off? Have you came up for some air yet? Ladies, have y'all washed and recharged those roses up? Like, let me know. Let me know what's good, man. I know y'all out there with y'all little freaky asses getting to it, but shout out to all the couples. Shout out to all the people that's in good and healthy relationships. Shout out to all the people that are struggling, trying to make it work, or all the individuals. It ain't necessarily got to be about couples. You know, moving forward, I just want to ask, like, when it comes to Valentine's Day, like, what is the best way to lead into Valentine's Day? Is it like surprise, or is it just like every day it's a new hint, a new clue, or is it build up? Like, what is your go-to when it comes to Valentine's Day? When it comes to celebrating your spouse or celebrating yourself? You know, we don't have to necessarily be a couple or have a relationship or be married or engaged or whatever to celebrate Valentine's Day. I feel like you can take yourself out and treat yourself nice. Ain't nobody gonna treat you better than yourself anyway. So I just want to know, like, what is the best way to lead into Valentine's Day? I know I was joking with my ex-wife the other day. She was on the phone with my daughters, and they were talking about Valentine's Day or whatever. And I hopped on the phone and I was like, "Hey, what you getting me for Valentine's Day?" And this woman looked at me like, "Boy, we didn't celebrate Valentine's Day when we was together. We damn sure ain't gonna do it now." So, I mean, it's just, you know, brings me back to thinking about relationships and me being married for 12 years and just trying to figure out this whole new dating world and where I see myself in it. Because it's strange. It's so strange because for the longest I lived in a certain headspace. Okay, cool. I got my person. I'm not really concerned with what else is going around me. Yeah, we're human beings. We're going to see other attractive people. We're going to see things that may pique our interest. But at the same time, like, temptation is one thing, but acting on it is another. But it is what it is. Um, and I just want to know, like, how you couples out there really deal with your situations. Yeah, man, like Valentine's Day is just so weird. I don't see the hoopla around it. I don't see why Valentine's Day is such a big spectacle. You know, the cliche is, every day should be Valentine's Day. That's bullshit. Like, it's crazy to think, but at the same time, ain't nobody gonna be in love forever. You may love somebody forever. You may have a deep love for somebody, but the in love phase, the infatuation phase, like that's my man, that's my woman, that's my partner, that shit fades. So what happens when that fades? I know where I was when I got married. I know where I was when I got engaged. I know where I was when I was dating. And it was all a different mindset each and every time I presented myself to someone. Like, people always ask me all the time, like, Ray, how did you know when it was a good time for you to get married? How did you know that she was the right person? And my answer has always been the same. Like, I'm a huge energy guy. And I don't mean like energy like your aura or it's a vibe, it's a whatever. Like, no, I mean as far as for me, I knew it was time when I spent time with her and I wasn't worried about what else was going on in the world. If my homeboy's gonna hit me up, or I got to make this play later on, or I got to get to the gym, or what else. When I was with her, I was only concerned with her. I was only concerned with the time that we were spending. We had fun. It was live fast, die young when I met this woman back in 2008, 2009. Everything linked up. Like, she loved what I love. She was into the same things I was into. Hell, we met at a strip club. And she wasn't a dancer, but I just happened to look across the room and it's this fine ass red bone, thick as molasses, throwing money on strippers more than the dudes was. And I'm like, damn, who the hell is this? Come to find out, fast forward, I'm getting ready to lead the club, Club DG's, Dallas Gentlemen Club. Shout out to y'all. Huge connoisseur. I'm going to tap back in with y'all pretty soon, but shout out to everybody at DG's. But anyway, I'm getting ready to lead the club, waiting on my boy B.I. Bingo Merrick. Shout out to my big bro. And she approaches me. Mind you, she approaches me trying to introduce me to her homegirl. Now, this was 2008, 2009. Her homegirl was tough too. And where I was at that age, like, hands down, I would have normally slid on a homegirl. Like, this is what they say, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. She slide me her on the platter. I'm like, let's do it with no hezzy. But yo, something in me was just like, nah, like, I'm kind of digging you. And so her and the homegirl looked like, word? Mind you, they had already had a conversation. They both was feeling me or whatever. But my soon-to-be wife was trying to introduce me to her homegirl. And at that time, I would have never turned down a sure thing for something that she could have had a dude or she could have been married or whatever. But I'm like, no, I'm kind of feeling you. We exchanged numbers, yada, yada, yada. 3 years later, we ended up getting married. She lived with me overseas when I was in France and I was in Finland. Uh, it was a whirlwind, bro. But everything from start to about midway was dope. But I don't want to get into all of that. I'm asking for dating advice from people that are out in the dating field because this shit is scary. It's rough out here. From the standpoint of, like, chicks are more aggressive than dudes now. Like, the amount of stuff I see, stuff I hear from guys and chicks, it's ridiculous. And me being married for so long, I was never really in those conversations. I was always, if I hear a certain thing, no, let me get up out of there. That ain't none of my business. But now me being single, me being out on the scene or being outside or presenting myself in situations to potentially date, it's just been hell on wheels, so to speak. I'm intrigued by it because I mean it does let me know like it's still hope. Like people always ask me, do you want to get married again? Sure, I want to get married again. Like I'm not one of the dudes who just want to be single and doing my own thing forever. Like, no, I got married with the intention of being married forever. But consequently, things didn't work out that way. Still love her to death. She still has love for me. We got kids together. We got an entire family. So it's always gonna be love for her for sure. But just being in this state now where it's like I don't really know how to move in this climate. Like chicks approach me, man, when I tell you, I tell them off rip, like, save yourself from me. Straight up. I ain't no good. I will talk so much shit about myself to the point I'm hoping you don't like me no more. You know what I mean? I'm one of those guys that will always love to under promise and over deliver. And these chicks want you to deliver. Like they see me like not on no bragging shit. Like I'm 6'7", I'm 230 pounds, I'm well built, I'm a fairly handsome dude. Like they see me and okay, cool, like he probably gonna be this or be that or got this or got that. Listen, don't fool yourself. I'm not him. I don't got this. I don't got that. I don't move that way. Like, save yourself from me. And if you're watching this and you thought you liked me or you thought you was feeling me or whatever, like, no, don't like me. I ain't shit. And not from the standpoint of me not being shit. It's just I'm in the headspace right now where I really want to focus on my business. I really want to focus on creating content, creating shit in this space like this. My family. I'm a full-time dad now. I got my daughters with me. Like life has been so good in the standpoint, like it's all new, it's all unfamiliar for me. And for the longest I got into this routine of doing the same thing each and every day, it got so mundane and it's boring. And like life is to be lived, like for sure. And I just want to do that. So dating is cool. I went on a few dates. I've met a few people that really dope individuals. If I wasn't in my certain headspace, would make a potential girlfriend or wife in the future. But that's a me thing, not a them thing. But I digress. Like I said, we getting back to this Valentine's Day thing. I know it's gonna be a lot. Let me see, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November. Oh, around Christmas, it's gonna be on and popping with babies. Yo, cause I know that y'all been putting them sparks to use, them blue chews. Speaking of blue chews, like yo, it's crazy because, like I said, now that I'm in these conversations with guys, and now that I am, privy to certain information in the cool circle or whatever that I'm single, it's like the conversations that dudes and chicks have are wild. It is wild. I mean, y'all know hell, y'all just like I am. Y'all done been in the conversation. And I'm a personal trainer now. So I work in the gym. I know y'all have heard all of the rumors about how trainers are and how they sleep with their clients and how they sketchy as hell. Like, listen, for the most part, all right, for the most part, that's not true. It's a lot of sketchy shit that goes on. Don't get me wrong. Like, you hear and see your fair share of a lot of bull. But for the most part, where I work at, self-made training facility, downtown Dallas in the design district. Come check us out. Everybody in there is dope. But yeah, for the most part, like people handle their business. They go about their way. They attend to their clients. They about making that bread. They about helping people. They about, having a good reputation for the most part. But there are some that you just got to love them for who they are. But back to this shit about the blue chews or whatever. Like, I remember growing up, it was a time where like the sexual enhancement drugs, the Viagra, the Cialis, all of those things were for men who had like erectile dysfunction or couldn't get it up or were old and wanted to still, you know what I'm saying, get their rocks off. Now, it's cats in their 20s, 30s. Everybody taking it like for what? It's like, I know the real reason why cats is taking it, and I've had conversations with some of my homeboys, you know what I'm saying? Like, cats don't want to end up in that group chat. Like, the group chat is purgatory for any single man. Like, to end up in a group chat where chicks is talking about you, like, nah, that ain't something you want to end up in. So cats is taking the Blue Chews and the honey packs and the Cialis and the Viagra so they can stand up in it. Like, let's just be real. They don't want to show up with mediocre meatage. You know what I mean? Like, they trying to knock the bottom out of Shorty. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to put your best foot forward. Me, on the other hand, I don't give a damn. Like I said, I'm going to under promise and over deliver. If I meet you and you call yourself liking me and I may like you, you will never hear me talking about I'm going to tear that ass up, I'm going to wear it out, I'm going to stand up in it. No, what you going to hear is, nah, it probably be over before it start. Yeah, I ain't packing that kind of equipment. I'm built for speed, not for comfort. Like, I'm gonna give it to you all the way straight. So if I do happen to ring your bell or I show up and perform, like, we both gonna be surprised. Cause I'm just saying, I'm 40. I don't look 40. I don't act 40. I don't move 40. But at the same time, I've lived all 40 of them years and shit ain't the same no more. Like, I don't get horny like I used to. I can give a damn about sex. Like, it's crazy now because that used to be all that was on my mind. That's all a person would have to do was mention and I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? It's just like now that ain't the case. Sure, a motherfucker got needs. Sure, uh, especially being in the gym, like, bro, you see beautiful people all day long, like, and especially now with the type of fucking workout gear they making, yo, they want the gym to be sexy. They want the gym to be the sexiest place on earth, and it works. Like, before me being married, like, I had blinders on. You see something here or there, like, yeah, she fine as hell or whatever, but that's what it was. But now being single is just like they know you single and they shooting your shot. They shooting their shot, I mean. They want you to shoot your shot. And shots have been shot. It's been a Midwestern, it's been a stampede up in there. It's been Yosemite Sam. You know what I'm saying? Two guns loose. You feel me? But I didn't know how different it was by being married and knowing that, okay, cool. Yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah, she's fine. But it ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, my old lady at the crib, she fine. She thick as hell. She strapped. She got my kids. Like, I'm good. Yeah, as a man, you're going to always look. You're going to always see attractive women. But never acting on it was always easy for me. And I know you probably thinking, like, nigga, you bullshit. Like, no, for real. Like, never acting. It was more of a game for me to know that a chick was kind of feeling me or attracted to me or whatever. And it's like the thrill of the chase. Like, I know she's attracted to me or she lets me know certain things or little subtleties here and there. Okay, cool. I know if I was single, I could probably bag her. Like, that was enough for me. Like, growing up, I never watched porn like that. I'm not a masturbator. Like, I just find that me pleasuring myself, like, it's childish. Like I said, I'm 6'7", 230. I can't see myself in a bathroom or in a bedroom watching the flick, yanking on my, like, come on, man. Like, no. If I can't get it from my chick, I'm good. I just go without until I can. But the masturbation thing, the porn addictions, all that, like, it's a real thing. Like, people really out there struggle with it. And I won't say it's struggle because it's healthy. I mean, that's what they say. Pleasuring yourself is healthy. It's healthier than being out here in the streets. You know what I mean? You never know what risk you run into being out here. Pregnancy, ain't no more hitman office. They got rid of that. So you get somebody pregnant, you with that. You know what I mean? That's the responsible thing to do anyway, but we're just speaking on facts. Um, but yeah, man, like it's just it's weird. I know, like for me, you probably wonder, like, well, this is a Valentine's Day edition. What was your Valentine's? My Valentine's, I was in the bed last night, 7:30. Hand to God. 7:30. I've been so tired trying to get this podcast up and running. I've been so tired with work, clients, like I said, being a full-time dad, trying to handle all these different avenues that I'm dealing with that's new to me. I'm spent. Took my daughters to their mom crib. It was her weekend. I'm like, yo, I'm getting into bed. I came home, got in the shower, put on some TV, and was scrolling my favorite site ever, Amazon.com. I was on there scrolling for more shit to buy for this studio, but that's neither here nor there. But y'all was in the bed 7:30. My mom called me around 8:30, like, boy, I ain't heard from you in a long time. I'm like, Mom, I'm in the bed. Like, I love you to death, but I'm gonna have to call you back. Because I was tired. So I end up going to sleep maybe around 10:30, 11 o'clock. But I ain't had no Valentine. Me being single, I didn't want to spend no time doing anything other than me resting. Because I needed it. Still need it. Hell, I'm tired as hell now. But I told myself I was going to put this video out. But like I said, I don't want to run on too long. Like I said, this is just my first episode. I'm super excited that you guys can sit down with me in my studio, on my couch. I'm going to do a couple episodes by myself just so I get the lay of the land, so I can figure all this thing out, the lighting, the visuals, the sound. Hopefully it sounds good. Hopefully this sounds good. But like I said, I've been struggling with the audio, making the video match, all of that. So hopefully we got us one. So stay tuned for the Last Call Podcast, Adult Conversations After Dark. I am your host, Ray Nixon, serving you nothing but the strongest drinks and conversation this side of the Mississippi. And it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, man. Stay tuned for more to come. All right, we out, man.